Dear viewers, you're welcome at the shores of Lake Victoria in Buyikwe district. This is the exact location where Yugachik is practicing cage fish farming. And in here you can look at the stretch of cages, security house with dogs to provide security. We have the hatcheries in different places. So the people in this place and the technical people are going to take us around and show us step by step on how they are doing this activity on the lake. And I believe our viewers will pick one or two things that can help them in terms of starting their own businesses in this lucrative industry. I thank you. Please, can you explain to us the details on how you feed the animals, the quantities you give out the fish, and at what basis? How many times do you feed them?
That one is based on the size. When we bring them here, young fish of 10 grams, we calculate the quantity, 10% of its average weight. So you end up finding each fish in a day, it's like 6 grams when it is 10 grams. So that 10 grams of feed you multiply by total number of fish that are in the cage to get the quantity, and then then you divide that by number of feeding schedules. If they are young, we feed them 4 times in a day. So that's 6 grams of feed per fish. You divide it by number of times. That number of time is feeding, the feeding period. So you divide it by that, and then you calculate by the total number of fish. So per each feeding period, how many quantity of feeds you weigh is determined by that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only
tilapia is the only type that we are farming here. But there are other species which other farmers also they farm. We have the catfish, in the ponds.
So the Nile perch cannot be brought here?
Nile perch, no, because those are it is, first of all, it is predatory fish. It is predator.
It can eat all these ones.
Live fish. So feeding is a problem.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
So if you bring it in here, it can consume all these ones. I would like to know.
Yes.
What kind of security do you have here to be sure that no one can tamper with this kind of farming?
The first place we have the boundary. That is
those drums we can see.
Those drums that you can see.
So no one is allowed in?
No one is allowed to come inside. And the company has security personnel who are deployed here. And we have the security lights from the security house.
With the solar panels?
Yes. We have it there, and we have the dogs that are always released at night to alert the security personnel on duty about any other emergencies here. Maybe if a fisherman or anyone is encroaching within this boundary, then the dogs will start barking and the security personnel will be aware that something is wrong. Okay. That is how this place is secure.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So when we want to sample fish to check on their average weight and their health, this is how we do it. We first broadcast some feeds on top as the fish come to feed. Then you use the scoop net to push it down and raise it, and you call the fish. So these are the samples that we have so far got.
So how old are these ones?
These ones, these fish are, these ones are 4 months old. Yeah.
So they are remaining with averagely 3 months to mature.
They are remaining with 3 months to mature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So as per the way you are seeing them, do you gauge that they are in a healthy condition?
Yes, they are in healthy condition because the coloration down is silvery gray and it has the patches running vertically downwards towards the tail. So this is how you can see. And the fins, they are intact. There are no wounds on them. That is how you can see, you can know that the fish are healthy, they are doing well.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So if they are showing any sign of disease or stress, you will see cloudy eyes or some parts of the fins are missing or they are getting rotten. Yeah. There and then you will know that the cage is having some problem. Maybe the fish are sick or the carrying capacity. If not, okay, for the case of these young fish, when you see such, you just know that there's some problem, either with water quality, parameters in terms of the dissolved oxygen levels in the water. Then we have our DO meter that we always use when we see that a particular cage is having problem. And you can only know that when you are feeding fish and you see their response is low. When you broadcast feeds and you see them not coming to eat, then you will know that there's some problem. Okay. So if we see the problem persists for 1 or 2 days, then what we do, we come and check with the DO meter. We measure the dissolved oxygen level in, around, and around like inside the cage net and outside, and also the neighboring cages. Yeah.
I can see some hatcheries, ponds around here. They were damaged. They are damaged? How did this happen? What caused the damage first? And how are you trying to solve this?
These ponds were damaged due to the rising water level, lake water level, which made the water, as the waves hit, as the water level was high, it washed away the soil. That was
and they were left hanging.
Constructed. And in the process, as the soil was washed away, the concrete wall, the crest of the pond had to break. What was done on seeing that the water was encroaching the site, the management had to bring a constructor who built this gabion to stop the water from encroaching the ponds. But it had already left some damage here where some ponds were damaged. Yeah.
So when did the increase of the lake level start? When did you realize that the levels were getting up?
It was 2020, around March 2020 there. That's when the water level started going higher. Yeah.
Oh. So this, at least you are sure it can prevent the water from...
Yeah, at least now it has stopped.
Dear viewers, we are here at the broodstock. In my simple English, I can say the parents of the fish. They are right here. This is where they keep them from. They kind of condition them from. They give them all the supplements from, so that they can produce quality young ones, and eventually from here they will be telling us exactly what follows.
So these are our broodstocks. In this brood pond, when you want to start breeding these fingerlings or produce fingerlings, what you do, you first have to clean the pond. After cleaning the pond, you fill in water. And after filling in water, you stock your brood stock or the parent fish. And the stocking has to be in the ratio of 1:3. 1 male to 3 females, which is stocked at 4 fish per cubic meter of the pond area. Yeah. So right now here we are having 81 female fish and 26 male. So when we stock them together, we feed them on 5 millimeter, which is 35% good protein. We feed them for 15 days. After 15 days, the range is 15 to 20. So after 15 days, we just know that the fries, they are ready. So we seine this brood, the parent stock, we seine. Then when we seine, we transfer them to next pond, and we harvest the fries. And when we harvest the fries, that is when they are 1.5 weeks. Averagely, they will be between 9 to 7 millimeters in terms of the length. So there, what we do, we feed them on feed which is having, which is crumble, 48% good protein, which is mixed with hormone, alpha 17, which ensures that all the fish, those fries, if there's any male, female, all will be changed to males.
So you want to tell me
Yeah.
that you even have the capacity
Yes.
of changing the sex of the fish?
Yes.
Okay.
The purpose is all the fish, like male fish, always they grow faster. And when these fish are taken to cages, when single sex, as they grow, they don't exercise these reproductive acts where they end up spending so much energy in those territorial defense, whatever, production of those sex organs, whatever, those hormones. So, in doing that, you find much energy is reserved for growth
and eventually you get substantial kilograms.
Yeah.
Okay.
At a faster
the weight. Wonderful.
This is the nursery pond.
So from the other parent pond, now we are in the nursery.
Here in the nursery pond.
So what takes place here?
Here we raise these fries. We feed them to the size that is ready to be taken to the cages, which is 10 grams. So when we bring them here, when they are like between averagely 1.5 weeks to 2 weeks, we feed them on crumble, which is 48% good protein. Okay. So here when we train them to feed by response. So in the time of feeding, when you come here, you suck this. When you suck, they hear that noise.
All of them come in
they come and concentrate in the same point. And when they come, then you start feeding, you broadcast. So that is how we feed them by response when they are here.
So you have the capacity to train the fish to come for a meal.
Yes.
Interesting.
So when we do that, in training fish to come to feed by response, you need to, first of all, you need to maintain your feeding period. If you are always feeding at 9 in the morning and 11 one, you need to maintain that time, so that by the time, if they get used to feeding on particular time or at particular time, when that time approaches, you will find they are already moving within the feeding area.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. So that at least assures you that you can't find some missing out on the feed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
by that time, when you come out, you also need to have, you can either set this cavera or you just tap around here. So those that have been, that has from the other sides, all the corners, they will run towards the feeding point. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. This is the third pond.
Yes.
Oh, so what is taking place here?
Here, we grade those fish that are above 2 grams. We separate them from the ones that are below. So we bring them here, we feed them until they attain 10 grams, and they are transferred to the cages.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. I'm Kenneth Rukundo for Right Television here in Wiyikwe District at the shores of Lake Victoria.